guests are doing their very first whatever this hybrid con is.
We gotta come up with a name for it.
Yeah, I know. We got it's like it's like Frankenstein or something. It's like things are sewn together to create a monster. Superstein. But then people are just gonna show up with giant beers. They're gonna think it's some sort of German bratwurst.
Hey, you like my
That's not a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing, but I think it's off-brand. You know what I mean? I think it's off. I think it's the lederhosen will get old. You know what I mean? How many dirndls do you want to be seeing week in, week out? Not a lot. Zero is my number of dirndls, I like to say.
How dare you? Supernatural et al. Supernatural, etc. Super.
Plus.
Yeah, these are great.
I think Superstein is where it's at.
Super.
You're gonna have the merch. The merch will be the McStein.
Frankennatural. Then it's gonna be like naked guys named Frank. I don't know if we're gonna do that either.
All right,
we're really opening up a can of worms. Let's get into our next two guests.
Yeah.
Our next guest, listen. One of these gentlemen is the picture of humility and class, and the other one played Lex Luthor. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Welling and Michael Rosenbaum.
It's on.
Yeah, I can't hear it. Turn my mic up. I want to do that again. Do it again.
Well, I didn't.
1, 2, 3, 4. Save me. I know I can do it. Just save me. Come on. I've been waiting so long. Save me. Come on. I've been waiting for you. So hard. Wow. Holy shit. I couldn't hear myself at all.
Oh, wait, we heard you.
Well,
they can
that's
hear
not a
you.
good-
All right, gentlemen, give him hell.
Give it up for Loudon.
That's only the second time I've ever heard that song live.
Dude, that was epic how they learned that.
Yeah, they're professionals. They're good at what they do.
I couldn't figure that song out, and I can't sing it. Thank God.
Never known the lyrics until you saw them on.
I didn't see them until oh shit, those are the lyrics? I've been waiting. I just want to say the same line over and over again.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
I'll be honest with you, I can't see you. So,
Yeah.
was anybody here at Smallville Nights last night, about 12 hours ago? I know you were there.
You pervert. I remember you, butt smacker. Listen, I want to say thank you for letting us be a part of this. This is just, Smallville was came on, and then it was Supernatural, right? On the WB, on the CW.
Yeah, our coach left the team and went and started monster hunting.
Yes, I think we were shirtless in a scene together, Jensen and I. He was shirtless, he was all game, and I was like, no, I don't wear kind of a shirt, I'll just have it open. Because his body was so good.
Is it me? I think Jensen's a vampire. He has not aged.
Yeah, it's just, he's lucky.
Don't tell him I said that.
Yeah.
Vampires don't like it when you call them out.
Yes, especially in the day. But this is a treat, so thank you for having us here. Hopefully it will go well, maybe we'll do it again. I mean, this is awesome. And yeah.
Well, I said last night at Smallville Nights, some of you weren't there, Jensen gave me a heads up that the creation fans, he goes, just watch out. And I go, what do you mean? He's like, I'm just warning you. And I'm like, what? He goes, they're a lot of fun. So,
Yeah.
thanks.
Are you guys going to the event tonight? I'm probably going too.
I was like, you sitting on your foot? Why are you so...
Yeah, I just like to be taller than you, Welling. So look, we usually have a moderator, and I usually don't listen to it, and I just do my own thing. So I guess what we could do is sort of, does anyone have any questions?
On
And
the
we
sides.
What?
Mike's on the sides.
Oh, there's questions. Holy shit.
Way over there?
And over there.
All right, I gotta get it.
I didn't know.
I gotta get my
Everyone,
eyes
look,
on
they're
it.
over there too.
Jesus, they're all around us.
I love it.
All right, you want to start looking this way first?
Over here.
Hey, here, Smallville Nights right there.
Let's hear it. Give it up.
Hey guys, you hear me? Hey guys, great job last night. I had a blast last night.
Thanks for coming.
Quick question. I watched every episode, loved it. So what do you say in your 10 seasons and for Michael for your 7 seasons, what's your favorite episode and your least favorite episode in the whole series?
Well, we're doing the Smallville rewatch podcast called Talkville now. And a lot of these episodes, most of them I haven't seen. I'm seeing them for the first time, and the last one was pretty bad. I mean, there's some great ones, but holy crap. It was called Redux. I don't even know, was it French? You know that episode with the principal and the girl who was, Maggie Lawson was great from Psych. She was great on the show, but I think Redux, she was like, what did she do? She had this power.
He texted me, he goes, holy shit, have you watched this episode yet? And I was like, yeah, and he goes, it fucking sucks. It's the worst one ever. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
don't
"What?"
record this or post that. Because the creators do watch our stuff and they get insulted. And I don't think they wrote that one though. But anyway, Redux probably, and my favorite, it always goes back to nostalgia. I'd say the pilot episode, because that was the first time I go, wow, you're in something good. This is, you might make it.
Yeah, you might. Yeah.
What do you think?
It's easy, the easy answer is the pilot, but what also came to mind, because you were talking, I think what you said was in the final season that we existed, and I think the final episode was fun because we knew it was the end, and there was sort of an energy because of that. I think my truck was already running outside when we started. I just couldn't wait to jump in and get out of here. But and then Michael came back, which I thought was a lot of fun. He hadn't been on the show for a couple seasons, and he came back, and we jump right back into it. There's this big crane shot that comes in, and Michael steps out, Lex steps out, and it gets right into his face, and he's like, "Line!" Shit, sorry guys. And I'm like, well, he's back.
Yep.
So that stands out. And part of the rewatch thing, which is kind of fun for some people who haven't seen it, is because I was there for all of it and he was there for most of it, but as I watch it, things come back that I wouldn't normally remember. And that's one of the things we talk about a lot in the podcast.
And we have a lot of guests on
Yeah.
and like directors and this and that. It's so much fun to go back and we critique them. We have a rose and bomb rating system.
Yeah.
So it's 3 roses the best, 2 roses, 1 rose, the heaters right down the middle, neither good or bad.
It'd be a lot better than any Supernatural podcast.
Oh yeah. No, then it's 1 bomb, 2 bombs, and 3 bombs, and like some fans write in there go, you know, the show is good, the podcast is great, except when Rosenbaum shits on it. I'm just being honest sometimes.
We should do a podcast where Jared and Jensen watch a Smallville episode, and then we watch a Supernatural.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
That'd be cool.
You know, I've worked with both Jared and Jensen in my career.
So,
Jared?
no, I haven't.
No, you haven't.
Jensen I've worked with.
Jensen. Jared tried to beat me up in Cheaper by the Dozen.
Really?
He's that tall guy in the parking lot, and Hillary Duff
Hillary
saves me. She says, no, brother, not the time to fight. I don't think that's a line, but she talks me down from the confrontation.
Next question, here we go.
Hi, first of all, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, I'm sorry. Oh my God, you're so...
All right, next question.
Next question, no, you're fine, we're just messing with
You
you.
don't understand. I have been waiting for this for my...
Hug time, hug time. It's time for a hug.
Can you whisper the question to Michael?
You got it. Breathe, baby.
Michael gets this all the
Okay, here it
time.
is.
Okay. How was it like to work with Christopher Reeve during your episodes?
I didn't work with him, thanks for that.
It was totally A lifetime career moment for sure. I mean, when people say Superman, that's what I think of. I was able to, we flew from Vancouver to New York to shoot with him. He was only supposed to be there for, I think, 4 hours. He stayed till like 8 hours, and his nurse turned to him and said, "If you don't come with me now, I'm calling the police." Because he didn't want to leave set. And he just was, because the whole point was we were going to go there, shoot his coverage, and then he could leave and I would talk to somebody else. He wouldn't leave, he wanted to stay there. And it was really it was really cool. He said to me, he was Tom, I'm really, after working with you, I'm really happy that they chose you to be the next Superman. Because Brandon Routh's movie was, and I go, well, Chris, they didn't. And he said, well, they should have. And I was like, it was really cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So thank you.
I like that. Next question.
Hi guys, my name is Adriana. I'm from Vancouver Island.
We don't like to sit down.
We like to move around.
I used to board my dogs on Vancouver Island.
Oh, by the way, hang on a second. I said, yeah, we don't like to sit down. She looks at me, she goes, he's supernatural fans.
This is what Jensen was talking about. This is what Jensen was talking about.
All right, what's your question? Sorry about that.
That's all right. It was such a big deal when you guys started filming. I was at UBC in undergrad, and it was just so amazing that something so...
That's where the Luther Mansion is on UBC.
No, the Luther Mansion is Hatley Castle in Victoria.
Oh, somebody upped you.
And like the Poltergeist Mansion. Anyhow, that was actually going to be my question. Did Smallville stay in Metro Vancouver for the bulk of the filming, or did you like go elsewhere?
No, pretty much there, right, Tom?
Well, everything was filmed in Burnaby. We started at one little abandoned freezer meatpacking plant in Burnaby up on the hill. And then we grew to like the warehouse next door, and then the warehouse like a block away. And coincidentally enough, Supernatural shot less than a mile down the hill at brand new studios, air conditioning, the whole thing. So we were right there. We were in Burnaby, like at the top of Burnaby there. And then we went on locations a lot. One of the best things about shooting in Vancouver is you're kind of an hour and a half away from many different locations for like visual, pretending you're here and there. Although there's not many pine trees in Kansas.
Dude, I remember, Tom, I don't know how many times, I'm over here, buddy. I don't know how many times it'd be like 5:30 in the morning, they're like, Michael, crew call 7:30, but we need you here at 6 for your head shaved and your makeup, and I'm like, okay, and I'd wake up at 4:30, and our locations were sometimes over an hour, and I remember just one eye open down the road, and it's pouring rain in Vancouver. I swear to God, may I die. I remember putting my head out the window, the rain hitting me, going, what have you done with your life? Next question. Oh, by the way, I always thought that the song Somebody Save Me wasn't the song that should have been chosen. You know what song I was thinking? I can't stand to fly. I'm not that naive.
Oh, that's a song you need with Clark and Lana looking at each other.
We've been beneath there. I'm more than a bird, I'm more than a plane. Under something or another at a supernatural convention. It's not easy to be me. Thank you. Thank you. All right, who's next?
Is that song written from the point of view of Lex Luthor? Because it could have been.
Up, up, and away. I don't know. Go ahead, next question.
Okay, my mom's like a super big.
Oh, yeah, my mom's a fan.
By
That's
the
always
way,
fun.
that could've gone-
My mom watched every episode of your show from 20 years ago.
But you know what I thought she was gonna say? Okay, my mom's a super, that's all I heard. A super, and then Tom cut her off. Go ahead.
My mom's a really big fan of Lucifer. I like Lucifer too, but she's like the biggest fan ever, and she wanted me to ask, how was it like filming on Lucifer?
That's a very good question. Thank you. Lucifer was a lot of fun because I had watched the show myself. One of my good friends used to date the lead actress, And Tom Ellis, I was a big fan of his. And it was Warner Brothers, it was shot on the lot, which was really cool, which was 10 minutes from my house, which will probably never happen again. Because a lot of times when you work, you don't get to sleep in your own bed, you're on location or whatnot. So I went in there, and the people who had directed some of the episodes I'd spoken to, and it was a similar vibe that Smallville had, where it was all about going there, having fun, but getting the work done. And Tom Ellis, everything you see from his charismatic portrayal of the character really does come from him, and he's a lovely person. And then we just had a great time. In fact, they were so good at what they did, and they could have fun at the same time that, sometimes things are just too serious or just not prepared. This was like a perfect synergy. And that whole crew, you got Amy Garcia, you got Kevin, it was a lot of fun to go in there and also play a character different than Clark. Detective Pierce was a little more, I kind of wanted to walk in and be the guy who wasn't amused by Lucifer. And I also played 4 different characters, which was kind of fun. So, yeah. So,
and you also didn't allow them to dress you in blue or red.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
They couldn't help themselves in making a couple Superman references. Yeah, I know. And I remember, I think it was Tom Ellis, and we were doing rehearsal, and he said the line, he kind of looked at me, and I was like,
whatever. Next question.
Thank you.
Hi. So I'm a mom of 5.
Whoa, you were busy.
Yeah.
Give it up for busyness.
Are they all here right now?
No. My youngest is named Lex.
Well.
So the reason we named him Lex is because as my mother-in-law she was in the hospital passing away, she's like, I would love another grandbaby, and you should name him Luther. And I'm like, I can't do Luther, but I really like Lex.
What kind of effed up family is this? Why don't you name him Nazi? Good. I'm kidding. I'm a Jew, I could say that.
With his name being Lex, and I felt like Supermom at the time, I'm no longer feeling like Supermom, and I need some advice on how to handle my own little Lex and my others on how, I just need some...
I'll tell you right now, I want you to give Lex the love he's never had. I want you to tell him how proud of him you are. I want you to tell him that bald is beautiful. Does he have hair? Okay, but tell him not to pick on bald people. I want you to tell him that he's smart, he's good enough, and whatever he decides to do, you'll support as long as it's a good deed because he's a good person. You tell Lex that. Tom?
I agree.
Good. Thank you. Excellent. And hopefully someday some girl will call him Sexy Lexi. Next question.
Hi guys, I'm super excited to see both of you freaking out right now. I've been trying to really hold it in. You're coming my way. What am I gonna do?
I'm just waiting for your question.
Okay. Well, first I want to say, Tom, I have a friend who couldn't be here today. Her name is Doris, and she just wanted me to say hello to you.
Thank you,
hi,
Doris.
Tom.
Hi, Doris.
And both of you, I don't really have an interesting question because I'm just so excited that you're here, but I just want to know how you all have been and what you're doing, and are you excited to be here? Because we're so excited to have you.
Let's see, I'm...
Winchester.
I leave on Tuesday to finish up Winchester's. Yeah! You guys heard about it?
My God!
Yep. Jensen tells us really good. Jensen told me this. He called me. He's like, "Hey man, are you doing anything right now?" I'm like, "Well, I'm shoveling horse shit at the moment." But what's going on?
Farm.
He goes, "I got this TV show, blah blah blah." And as my wife and I created it, and when we were talking about this character, we said we need to find someone like Tom Welling. This is his story, not mine. And as it got closer to production, they're talking about who they're going to cast. And Jensen's like, because in Winchester's, in his phone, it says TW. And my number in his phone is TW. So every time he would get a call about, I guess it just kept. So when they were like, who are we going to cast? He's like, why don't I just call Welling? We've been talking about him for 6 months. And he called me, we walked through, and we did it. And that's a beautiful, lovely cast. I think those kids are great. New Orleans is fun to shoot. So I'm going to go do that for a couple weeks, and then I go to I'm gonna go to Dallas to another event here, and coincidentally, following the event, I shoot 3 days to finish a movie that I shot in Rome last year. So,
All right.
what are you up to?
Well,
And we have our podcast.
You know, it's funny because people always say, "What are you doing? What are you up to?" What about just like say, "Shit, I ain't up to shit." No, I'm doing a podcast with Tom Talkville, which I know you're gonna all listen to now. I do my podcast for mental health with celebrities and anxiety called Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum. J.K. Simmons is just on. It's really great. I hope you listen to it. If you have any kind of deal with any kind of anything, loss.
My favorite story you told me recently is that you were asked to play a role of a character which I won't name, and you decided not to. And then you found out that the guy who did get it spends 4 hours of makeup every day, and you were like, I'm in.
Yep. That's why I said no. They met with me, and they're like, yeah, so it shoots in Canada. I'm like, out. And I go, cool. When does this happen? Oh, well, you'll be having to wear a lot of makeup probably at the end of episode 3. I'm like, oh, I'm out. And yeah, so it's when you get older, you just want to do the things you want to do, hopefully. And but I've written 3 horror movies. I'm trying to get some of those made, and I'm doing a comedy in June.
We might be able to get our animated series.
Our animated series. I just emailed Alan Miles. We're trying to get that going, and I wrote a show for the 2 of us.
You guys would be people who...
What do you think about this? It's 2 guys who were on a hit show. It wasn't really a hit, but it gets canceled after like 2 or 3 seasons and becomes cult, like a cult following. So now, fast forward 10 years, all they have left are each other. They live in this crappy house in Studio City.
His character lives in the basement.
Right, I live in his basement in this house that he bought when he was on the show. He's a divorcee. He has an 11-year-old, very effeminate son that he's trying to manage and be a good father, but he's a drinker. And my character just wants to get back on top. I'm going to do a one-man show. I'm going to play all the characters from our old TV show. He's like, you're an idiot. That's stupid. No one's going to see that. And so all we have left are our conventions that we go to. And we've got one guy who is the big guy on the show, and he was sort of a cast favorite. And now he owns a Pilates studio. He's very flexible, like Chris Farley kind of character. And he's married, and we're always bumming money from him. And he's like, I'm not going to lend you money anymore. And it's just a crazy, awesome little story that's funny, heartfelt, dark, and about 2 guys trying to make it back on top. It's called Zeros. And so we want to make this. So we might do a crowdfunder.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, at least we'll make the pilot and make it right. So, see, Tom?
I guess we are up to a couple things. I was kind of like, when she asked the question, I was like, well, I'm kind of just thinking about dinner. You mean like tonight? What am I up to?
Next question. Who is it?
Hi. This question is for Michael, actually.
If you have a son named Lex, I swear to God.
You were on an episode of It's Always Sunny, I think the first season.
Yeah.
You played a character, you were dating Dee and also robbing the bar at the same time.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that experience?
Okay, really quick. So Rob McElhaney, who's the creator, who's amazing, I love, he used to sleep on my couch in New York. And, he was just trying to become an actor. I was like, yeah, crash on my couch. I crashed for a couple of weeks, maybe a month, I don't remember. And moved out to LA, and I caught up with him, and he goes, hey man, I shot this thing and we're trying to sell it. And I watched it, I remember going, yeah, congrats. Looks amateurish. I remember thinking, not that it didn't blow me away, but I was like, you're doing your own thing. This is so awesome. Next thing you know, he calls me and says, hey, I got picked up by FX. Do you want to come do an episode? I go, the show that I saw was picked up? I guess they reshot it. And I went in, they had no money, I had no trailer, I was just sitting outside with the crew guys. I shot 2 days. I left thinking, hey man, that was really cool, I'm proud of him. Next thing you know, one of the biggest shows ever. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And I go, why did my own character only get 1 episode, dude? You slept on my couch! He didn't reply. Next question.
Hey, Michael and Tom. So I love Smallville. I actually became a fan of Smallville because of your podcast Inside of You. It was a gateway to me becoming a fan of Smallville. So my question is, I really love Talkville. It's hilarious. And I wanted to know, was there a specific storyline that happened that you completely forgot about, like the episode where Pete goes, damn, who's that? Or, do you know what I mean? I know you two know what I'm talking about. So, like, what was the storyline that surprised you that you, like, completely forgot about, like a Monster of the Week kind of thing?
There was, now I can't, there was an episode where it was one of the tougher podcasts for me to do because I got in front of you on the we do it over the thing, and I go, I don't remember anything about this episode. Like I have no what, accolades?
Recollection?
Recolades?
Never heard of it. I make up a lot of shit.
Because a lot of time, we go through, we explain the episode and this, and then Michael sometimes looks for me to like color in with a couple stories, and I was just like, I don't fucking remember. I don't remember being there. I don't remember doing this. I have no idea.
It was a lot of episodes, dude. You're not gonna remember them all.
But I didn't have
They're not gonna remember tonight.
But there was an episode recently that we watched where Pete gets thrown out of a house by like a werewolf kind of guy, and it's like it's a raised up, I don't know, it's probably like this high, and the car's there, and Pete gets thrown and goes through the windshield. And as I'm watching the episode, I'm like, holy shit, I remember that. I remember that the stunt guy. I remember being like, where are the wires? How's he gonna get in there? And the guy goes, I'm gonna jump. And I go, you know what?
The stunt was crazy. I'm like, how did that break his neck?
He just runs off, turns around,
It's
and
insane.
flies into this car. So watching the episode, that all came back. But this one episode, I was like, I got nothing, man. I'm just sitting here listening to you.
Thanks, dude. Next question.
All right, my question's for Michael.
Oh,
I need you to
is
settle a debate between my son and I.
Okay.
He believes it's Lionel's fault that Lex is evil. And I go, no, it's Clark's fault. Because Clark lied to him.
Well, hold on,
over and over again.
Hold on, but is Lex evil? That's another question. I don't know if Lex is evil.
No one is innately evil. You're a product of your own environment, folks. And if you're raised by bastards, chances are you have a good shot of being a bastard. It's very difficult. Sometimes you see someone shine and they face so much adversity and you're like, wow, they did it. It's a rarity. And I am impressed by those people and can never understand how they do it.
You're one of those people.
But, well, that's not entirely untrue.
But I do think, I don't know if it's, I know the question's not for me. I think the idea that Lex had to go through life not being able to ever really trust anybody, everybody was trying to get something from him. Clark does fall into that character. Unreluctantly, he just, the untrust and just not being able to be there. And that's why I always kind of missed the opportunity to have met, like, Lex's Smallville mother. You know, I think that would have been a cool character to see.
Clark was a liar, let's face it. Clark lied to me, my father manipulated me, he had sex with women that I liked. It was not a good upbringing. I tried to be good, I tried to make it. But sometimes you just gotta finally say, F it. And that's what Lex did. Lex finally kind of said, I don't know what else to do. Jonathan Kent has never given me the benefit of the doubt. My father killed my mother, and my mother somehow killed my brother, and then my father's sort of responsible for that, and then I killed my sister. It's just a lot to deal with, you know what I mean? But, yeah, anyway, next question. By the way, did I mention that I have a brand new CD that came out Monday? Yes! Nancy told me to bring my CDs. It just came out on streaming too, but I brought a bunch. And I swear, I really think you're gonna love it. And Billy Moran's on the album. Emma Fitzpatrick's on the album. It's Humphreys, you know Humphreys? You guys know Humphreys? It's all, I really think you're gonna love this. So give it a shot. And the band's called Sunspin. And it started out Jason Mann's, produced Left on Laurel. And
We should do like a listening party in Dallas. I don't know what a listening party is. We should throw a party and like play
I don't know if
music.
I was invited to Dallas.
No, I was thinking we should. We should.
Oh, without me.
I didn't want to embarrass you.
Yeah, well, you did. You did. Next question.
Hi, y'all. This is my 5th con, and I just wanted to say that last night, Smallville Nights was hands down the best event that I've ever attended.
You hear that, creation? You hear that?
Hey, by the way, if you guys get a chance to come, I'll just let you know that, I mean, there's wigs involved, there's bald caps, we read scenes, everybody reads. It's so much fun. We have such a blast. It's exhausting. But it's an hour-and-a-half show, and if you ever get a chance to come, we're going to make you read. We're going to make you get up and make an ass of yourself. Here we go. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is a question for both of you. It's a serious question. I need you to really focus and think about this deep down inside.
I gotta use the restroom real quick.
Is of the utmost importance, okay? Listen.
Are you a teacher?
Boxers or briefs?
It's funny you should say that about Michael's underwear.
Boxers,
I think,
dude.
how about this? Inside out or not?
I mean, do we have to get into that? Here's the deal, real quickly, my gardener.
I don't know what they call them, like sport brief things sometimes. And it's sometimes nothing. If the pants are too tight, you just don't wear the underwear.
It's not good for your,
testicles? Swimmers?
Yes! But anyway, my gardener, I've known him a long time, and he feels like he has to always give me advice. And ultimately, he said, "How you doing lately?" And I don't know what. I said, "Yeah, I've been having bad nightmares a lot." He goes, "Hey man, listen. My grandmother, I've been dreaming of the devil since I'm a kid." I'm like, "Oh shit, all right." He goes, "No, seriously, the devil, every day of my life." And then she told me to turn my boxers inside out, with the tag coming out. I haven't had a nightmare since. He texted me last night, "Have you tried it?" I'm like, "Yeah, it doesn't fucking work. It's ridiculous." My nightmares were worse because I'm looking like an asshole in bed alone.
And now I'm having nightmares about his gardener wearing his underwear.
I'll show you the text. I'll show you if you don't believe me. I really will. Come up to the table today. Next question.
Okay, so Cheaper by the Dozen is one of my favorite movies. Yes. So Tom, I was wondering what it was like working with Steve Martin and Bonnie Hunt.
What's the matter?
Well, I guess the question is for me.
What's going on? They have cool necklaces over here.
They have completely different styles of comedy. Did he just crash that thing? Bonnie's a very quick, sort of ad-libbing kind of thing. Steve is more sort of prepared in how he's going to do it. And so it was fun to see them sort of
stole it!
a little bit. Sorry, you're like killing right now. But it was really great because the whole point of me doing the movie is because I wanted to work with Steve Martin, and Michael did a movie with Steve Martin before that, which was funny. It was really
Hey, that's
cool.
fine. I get a selfie with you now.
Well, apologize to this young lady.
Sorry. I'm compulsive.
Yeah, it was great. And Hilary Duff is surprisingly one of the funniest people you've ever met in your life. She was great. Yeah. Hilary Duff. Yeah.
Next question.
Hi. First I needed to tell you I don't have a baby named Lex, but I had a hairless guinea pig named Lex.
So does Michael.
And I want to ask you a
Stop calling
question. You don't have to answer if you don't want to, because it's kind of... did Allison Mack ever try to get you guys into Nexium?
She went there. That woman right there goes, "What the hell is she asking that for?"
You know what? When I found out about the whole thing, I was like, no one invited me. I was a little offended.
I was asked. That's all I'm saying. Huh? Oh my God. All right, next question. We can't get into that. It's a horrible story.
Hello, I'm Erin from California. My question is for Tom. I have a favorite episode of Lucifer. It's the one where y'all were being undercover couple and that Rich.
Oh yeah, I love that one.
I was wondering, like, what's your favorite episode? That one was really, really fun. It was very silly, very kind of like out of character for Pierce/Kane. So I was just wondering.
I would just agree with you. That was my favorite character because Tom Ellis had a lot of fun messing with Tom Welling. Like we were at the kitchen table where we're with the other couple. It's not written. He would put his hand on my leg under the table, and I would like, Dad, stop it. Try to fuck. And it was just. And then there's a scene where I bring the dishes in, and he's sort of sitting there. I think he's on his phone, and I just kind of put him in the sink, and he's like, "You're not gonna wash those?" And he was just like, he would just add these things, and it was so much fun because he's one of those guys where like. He's got your back in the scene, and there's trust, so you can kind of be playful because you're not throwing each other under the bus. But that scene was a lot of fun, and he did ask for a second take on the kiss. He did.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
Next question. This one's for Rosenbaum. One of my favorite movies is Pool Hall Junkies.
Anybody else see that one? 4 people. You know what? That's one of Tom's favorites.
It's actually, I love that movie.
It really gets like commentary, walk-in. It's a fun little independent movie I did years ago. Try it.
It's a lot of money to you. I'll just make more. And he's just like, it's not a lot of money.
Dude, working with the walk-in was just insane. Like, did I tell you the story? He was like, he has a line, he just says, bet it all, Joe. And the way he comes up with a line reading is, bet it all, Joe. Bet it all. Just everything he says is just so weird.
I heard this funny thing about, what's the Matt Damon movie he did with Malkovich, where he plays the Russian gangster guy? Hustlers? Or
Rollers?
No, Rounders.
Rounders. And so Malkovich is doing this crazy Russian accent, but he's rehearsing in a normal accent. And so Damon's sitting there, and Malkovich comes in and he goes, he just hits this like the weirdest Russian accent ever. And Damon goes, he's looking at him, he's like, how are you gonna do it? Like, what's wrong with you? And I guess Malkovich turns around and he goes, I'm a horrible actor. But he did, if you watch it, he's got this horrible, that was horrible.
No, it sounded kind of like.
I'm gonna find you this clip. It's so, and it's Damon telling the story, so I'm sort of absconding the story. Your question.
And then I noticed that you were playing pool a lot in Smallville. Was it? Do you play that much pool, or is that just?
I did play a lot of pool, especially with that movie. We had to, like, kind of while we were on every day, we were at the pool halls for 4 or 5 hours learning how to play, kind of crash course with professionals. But when I was done with that movie, that was sort of it. And then when I did Smallville, I would always shoot a little. But I can play pool.
Wait a second. Anybody notice on Smallville that Lex likes to shoot the ball and then take the cue ball and put it where he wants it to be for the next shot?
Yeah, it's called practice and cheating.
Hopefully you can sign my Pool Hall Junkies poster, and I made some for you.
Oh, sweet.
So I'll see you at the signing table.
Ooh,
I've never seen a pool.
I like it. By the way,
Did you fart?
Not yet. You dropped something, ma'am. I don't think it was important, though. A wallet. Go ahead.
Hi. Like you, I worked a lot of hours, 18 to 20 days straight, 14 to 16 hours. How do you decompress and restart so you want to go back and do it again?
Michael doesn't.
No, I do now. I'm 50. I got to start doing that.
I think when I was younger and like I think I would have when I was on Winchester's, I was talking to the young kids there, and they were like, how did you do it? Like, we need some tips, because they were just at the point where the excitement of this show being shot was wearing off. About every 3 months this happens at a show. So I was like, listen, you can do all these different things, but to be honest, drink a shitload of water, protect yourself, get rest, and find a way to. Everybody has different ways of quieting their mind, because the hardest thing sometimes is going to sleep. And you go through phases where you just don't care about sleep, and that's fine, but that'll catch up to you too. And you basically roll around in a constant state of jet lag, because you start at 6 a.m. in the morning, but then you start at 6 p.m. on whatever. I'm not complaining, I'm just saying, like, whether it's coffee or people getting into all weird things, a lot of times it's just like drink a ton of water, take a nap. I think is
nap.
Take a nap.
Do naps.
Take a 10-minute nap. Take a 20-minute nap. Yeah, so
You know what?
naps.
Dude, last night I'm lying down. This happens all the time. And I'm just like, it is unbelievable how many thoughts come in and out of my head within 30 seconds. Like,
when you were just before, when you were like, it's time to go to bed, I'm yawning, I'm ready. I'm so ready. When I'm just gonna lay down and go to bed. And then you go, bing!
It's just insane. I thought, something's wrong with me. Why does my mind just not turn off?
Next episode of Inside of You.
Next episode, we'll talk about that. All right.
Get a sleep person on your...
I'm going to. Yeah, good call. Remind me. Go ahead, my mind's racing. I can't remember that. Action.
Hi, don't say action.
Sorry.
Cut. Let's go again. You guys remember that from last night?
So last night you guys really pushed me and supported me to do something that I was very scared to do. And
hug time.
Everything was legal. Everything was legal. And look at you now. Now you're up asking questions.
You did it. And you were great, and everybody loved you and supported you. Sometimes you just gotta give shit a shot and throw it out there. You know, because the reality is, in life, I know you probably hear this, but think about it. There's billions of people. And with phones, internet, and all the shit we have, if you do something and you embarrass yourself, people are like, oh my God, and then the next second it's something else. No one cares. And who cares about everyone? So you just gotta say, F it, and just take some chances. Look like an idiot. Oh well, God, you look like a dumbass. Rosenbaum's jumping around stage riding that fucking scooter. Oh well. But what was your question?
my question was, have you ever had somebody push you like that? And if so, how did it turn out? And are you grateful for it now?
Yeah, my drama teacher, there was drama class, and it was just called drama class freshman year, drama class sophomore year, drama class junior. And then finally, senior year, advanced drama. But it was the same fucking class. And so I was just taking drama. It was an easy A. It was the only A I was getting. I'm not gonna put myself down, but I wasn't, the brightest. I was creative. And my senior year, I was like, well, advanced drama. I'll take that. And Mrs. Paternoster, she said, that was her name. Suzanne.
His name?
Suzanne Paternoster. And then it became Johnson and Gedeke, and then she got divorced quite a few times. But she said, Michael, I'm not going to allow you to take drama class this year unless you audition for a play. And I go, no. I was horrified. And finally I decided, I go, I don't know what got into me. I said, okay, if I would have said no and not taken that class, never would have become an actor, would have working at a grocery store, wouldn't have amounted to anything. And I swear to God, I'm so nervous, and they were casting for Grease. And I go, I'll just audition for this one part, Vince Fontaine, the funny DJ. Hey, it's the main brain, Vince Fontaine, spinning the House of Wax, WAXX, cruising time, 1026, sharpshooters pick into the week, a brand new one, shoot up the rockets, but and I remember the whole thing. And I went and I auditioned for it, and I was nervous as shit, and I swear to God, I got through it. I remember the director, Mrs. Paternoster, she looked at me, I was up there, they made a booth, like a radio booth, and I was hiding behind it. I was that scared. And she goes, Michael. I go, yeah? She goes, we have to see you, it's a play, we have to see you. I was really trying to hide, so I go, okay. And I have video of it, I'm gonna post it sometime, it's freaking ridiculous. And then I did it, and I remember the ovation. And I was like, oh my gosh. Wow, people like me for once. And I remember the next day in school, I've told the story a million times, Chris Pro, this popular captain of the football team, walked by, and I was not popular at all. Never went to high school dance, nothing. Shortest kid in my school, and he walked by me and goes, hey, you were really funny in that play. And then he fucked off. And I remember going, not being me is the way to go. And the rest is history. That's what happened, swear to God. I'm gonna post that.
I mean, in a lot of ways, every time I do anything, I feel like I'm getting pushed a little bit. It's good. And I don't always feel good about the end of it. There's a scene in Smallville where it was like Red Clark and everybody's sitting around Luther Mansion, and all of a sudden I had like a page of dialogue. And Clark didn't really ever talk that much. And I remember I kind of got through it, and everybody, I remember Kristen being like, you got this. And I'm like, yeah, man, don't sweat it. And I was sweating the whole thing, and when it was over, I was just like, that was horrible. It was the worst. Don't give me lines anymore.
You know what's funny? Is Stallone. When I was doing a movie with him, he was like, I thought he was fine. He was like, look, Ravengers don't look about something like that. It looks like Star-Lord is like, and the Ravenger, what's the light? Ravenger! It's Ravager. Ravager. No, Ravager. No N. Ravager. No. Ravager slide. Who wrote this? James is like, I did. He goes, look, I'm gonna loop it. I'm gonna re-record it later. And true story, and he ended up, he did a good job. He's goofing around, he's always great. And that night or something, he called James and goes, hey, Jimmy, look, I don't know if we have enough time, but I'd like to do that moment again, if we can shoot it tomorrow. He goes, what? I thought it was great, I thought you were fine. He goes, yeah, no, look, if you have time, I'd like to do it again. And the next day, we showed up, it was just a quick hop on slide, he wanted to do it again, and he did it.
Nailed it.
So everybody, it's Sly. He's doubting himself. He's like, I want to be better. I want to do it. It's just, that's the big stars. It's always wanting to be great, always wanting to.
Well, and also real quick, Joe and Ildy, who created Lucifer, I remember I had met with them, and there was like a cast party, we were all hanging out, and I'm talking to Ildy, and she's so great, and Joe's awesome. He's like talking about how he's watched every episode of Smallville. He's great. They're like, yeah, I'm really excited you're playing this character, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, but I just want you guys to know, I'm not really like a talker kind of guy. And I'm talking to the writers, creators, and I remember Ildy going, huh? And I'm like, no, I just mean, you don't have to you don't have to write a lot of things for me, And the next morning I woke up, I'm like, that was the stupidest thing to ever say to the people who just hired you.
I have done that. I have done that. There was somebody that pitched, I'm not gonna say, I can't say it. Well, it was just something, okay, look, I'll give an analogy. It
was an adult film.
I'll do an analogy. It was somebody asked me to play this guy named Roger Parks. And I said, hey, he pitched me the idea of Roger Parks. And I read the whole thing, it was a 22-page treatment, and I met with the creators, and I go, hey, I'm not gonna be in like every scene, right? There's gonna be a lot of other stuff going on.
The show is literally called The Characters.
I'll have time off. He goes, it's called Roger Parks. I go, yeah. Every scene? Because that's daunting. People don't realize when you're doing an hour show, did you ever watch House of Cards? I watched the first episode for the first time ever. And I watched Spacey's character.
There's a lot of talking.
I'm like, that's the pilot? How does he learn 50 pages of dialogue every week and still look good in the morning? Well, not good, but presentable. I'll be like, oh my God. Anyway, how long is this Q&A?
I think we got another 30,
I think people forgot us.
Yeah, where the band took off.
I'm happy to do it. I love you guys. This is great.
What's your question,
Who's next?
Hi, I grew up watching Smallville with my family in high school, and so I love you guys. You were my favorite show. And I just want to know, in the beginning, there's all these villains of the week. So what was your favorite or most memorable, can be good or bad, villain of the week?
Michael really liked the...
Memorable freak of the week was Amy Adams. Amy Adams has the...
There you go.
Thank God, I bet you guys got
Sing
drunk
something
real quick.
What's that?
Play something.
Play something. What do you want to hear?
What do you have to know?
Journey.
So freaking cute, Benedict.
What do you know? What do you want to hear?
What's something we know?
Rio?
Rio, go!
Do we know Rio?
Do we know? Africa. Well, why the hell not? Come on, Tom, you're gonna help. Song. All right, louder on the mic.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're taking a break right now.
Oh yeah.
We're all gonna go off stage and take a nap. There is loud and swaying merchandise. Because you're the pimp.
You're the one who said, make sure you.
You're the one who said,
make sure you
I'm gonna
tell them
hurl a
there's loud
drumstick at you if you don't. There's loud and swaying merchandise in the merchandise room. There's albums.
There's the new album that Richard ridiculed this morning is actually very much loved by everyone who's heard it.
That was one of my favorite things. We're gonna play every song from our new album, and then some.
Some of the hits. I said then some of the hits. That's not what I said. Then some of the hits. Anyway, check out the new Loud and Sway album.
Check out the new Loud and Sway album, everybody.
Really terrific.
It's you're gonna love it. There's a Rob Benedict solo LP out there for sale.
And there's a Richard Spade solo LP.
There's Loud and Sway team. Get yourself warmed up for a little Loud and Sway rock concert tonight. That's what I say.
That's what I say.
Buy it, turn it up loud. We'll see you in a bit, buddy.
Okay, buddy.
Bye, pal. See you, chum.
See you later, dude.
Ciao, bro.
All right, I think I'm safe. All right, so we will take all tickets for Misha's solo op. If you have a solo photo op with Misha, you can go get in line for that. We are also going to be starting our autograph session in here. If you need an autograph with Kim or Brianna, that session is going to go very fast. So come get your autograph first. So we'll take all tickets for Kim and Brianna. And then I'll take all PDFs for Rich and Rob. They're all going to be signing over here, front right. So all tickets for Rich and Rob's autograph, and all tickets for Kim and Brianna. Like I said, if you need a Kim and Brianna, prioritize that. They will not be here tomorrow, and this session will be very fast.
They love Brianna. Hello, how is it? Yeah, we didn't go back there. I have the I've got this card. Okay, all right. Krista, what are you doing now?
Placed in the order.
I'm sorry.
I